There were rumors. Some humans survived. Our mission was to hunt them down and eradicate them from the galaxy. Standing on the bridge of the starship Veritas, I surveyed the twinkling cosmos stretched out before me. The ancient celestial map, a sacred gift from the keepers of the light, shimmered holographically in the air. It whispered tales of an old universe and hinted at places untraveled. Long ago, humanity was put on trial. Their entire species stood accused in the Galactic Council's court, their future hanging in the balance of cosmic justice. The charges, their uncontrolled expansion, their reckless consumption of resources, and their chronic propensity for violence. Their whole nature, it was determined, was detrimental to the galactic order. Humanity was not present at their trial. There were no advocates, no pleas for mercy, no testimonies to the wonders of their art or the depths of their love. There was only the data, the cold, hard facts of their impact on the cosmos. And so, the proclamation was raised, humanity would be removed from the face of the galaxy. As the executor of this grim sentence, the task fell to us. We were not driven by malice or joy, but duty. We were the Veritas, the arbitrators of the Galactic Council tasked with ensuring harmony among the stars. In our hearts, we carried not hatred but a heavy sorrow. Even as we extinguished their lives, we recognized that each was a unique constellation of memories, dreams, and potential now lost forever. The initial chaos was a whirlwind of desperate flight and fierce resistance. Human ships scattered in 1,000 directions, their primitive but potent weapons flaring in the void. Yet one by one we found them. One by one we ended them. Their desperation was as futile as it was poignant, a testament to their undying spirit, even in the face of inevitable defeat. 1,000 years have passed since the task began. Peace had returned to the galaxy, yet a single task remained incomplete. Rumors persisted, whispers in the dark corners of spaceports, cryptic anomalies and deep space probes. A few human ships may have slipped through our net in the initial chaos. I turned to my second-in-command, Thera. Her form was as ethereal as the cosmic dust that hung in the emptiness of space. Her gaze as cool as the distant stars. She had served at my side since the beginning, her resolve never faltering even in our darkest hours. "The map," I said, gesturing towards the holographic starscape. "It's our best chance. The Keepers have never led us astray before." Thera nodded, her gaze thoughtful. "I still find it hard to believe. Could humans have survived this long, hidden among the stars?" I sighed, my own doubts mirroring hers. "There's only one way to find out." The Veritas shuddered slightly as we engaged the drive, the stars bending around us. The ancient celestial map charted our course, guiding us towards the whispered echoes of a race thought extinct, a race we were sworn to extinguish. As the light of distant suns stretched into lines, I couldn't help but wonder what we would find at the end of this journey, desperate survivors clinging to existence, or the last defiant embers of a species refusing to die. The thought sent a shiver down my spine. Despite the weight of our mission, I could not help but admire their resilience. One thing was certain, we were sailing towards the unknown. Humanity, a ghost from our past, had left a submission we could not ignore. I turned to the star-strewn expanse before us, the shimmering holograph of the ancient celestial map illuminating my face in a ghostly glow. We were venturing into uncharted territory, the final vestiges of a race we were meant to extinguish. It was a grim task, but our resolve was as strong as ever. From the human perspective, in the heart of the SS Ulysses nestled amongst the vast cosmic sea, I stood contemplating our destiny. The ancient celestial map spread before me, a testament to our past glory, now held the keys to our future survival. Yet, the trial by the Galactic Council was a a clandestine force conducted without our input. But it didn't catch us entirely off guard. Rumors had circulated amongst our ranks, whispers of conspiracy and impending doom. We knew our rapid ascension had raised concerns, stirred fear among the alien races who were so used to the status quo. We were the new kids on the block, too bold and too powerful for their liking. We felt the unspoken tension, the silent exclusion in galactic affairs. We'd seen the covert glances, the veiled threats. And so, even as the Galactic Council schemed our downfall, we plotted our survival. We weren't naive. We knew we were being pushed into a corner, subdued for the greater good. But we were human. We would not go down without a fight. A plan was crafted, a daring, audacious plan to escape the iron fist of the Galactic Council. Even as the gavel was raised in the cosmic courtroom, we were preparing for our great exodus. Our brightest minds pored over the ancient celestial maps, charting a course to the unexplored regions of the galaxy. We would be interstellar nomads, the last surviving remnants of our species. As the verdict was announced, a pall fell over humanity. But unbeknownst to the Galactic Council and the Veritas, a considerable part of our fleet had already vanished into the dark abyss. Under the guidance of the ancient celestial maps, the ships that were left behind were not abandoned. They were manned by brave volunteers, ready to face the Veritas to buy time for the rest of us, to protect the future of humanity at all costs. Back in the prison, the Ulysses and her crew were not the last humans. We were the guardians of humanity, the watchers on the wall. While we held the fort here, millions of our brethren were safely ensconced in the farthest reaches of the galaxy, their lives going on in blissful ignorance of the game being played on the galactic stage. The thought brought a strange sense of satisfaction. The Veritas thought they were winning, but we had the upper hand. Our spies within the elected council were our eyes and ears. They fed us information, whispers of Veritas plans. Little did the council know that the seeds of deceit had been sown within their own ranks. Misinformation, misdirection, human skills that the council feared and underestimated were at play. As the comm-beat broke my chain of thoughts, a sense of foreboding washed over me. I answered the call, my heartbeat echoing in my ears. "They're coming," the voice at the other end said, fear barely veiled behind the determined tone. Our spy in the Galactic Council was risking his life to warn us. The Veritas have something, an ancient celestial map. They're coming for you. We knew this day would come. The Veritas were the Council's executioners, and they were closing in. We were ready, though. This was part of the plan. The Ulysses was a guardian, a diversion, a sacrificial lamb. We were here to keep the Veritas thinking they were winning, to keep them away from the millions of humans nestled safely in the corners of the galaxy. As I looked at the faces of my crew, each one ready to lay down their life for our kind, I knew we would succeed. We would make the Veritas believe they had won. We would make the ultimate sacrifice to protect humanity. The game was far from over. The Veritas were coming, but they were walking into our trap. Little did they know they were being manipulated, their strings being pulled by the very species they sought to destroy. The final act of humanity's saga was unfolding, and the Galactic Council was yet to realize that they were not the puppeteers, but mere puppets in the grand theater of the cosmos. We were on the bridge of the starship Veritas, drifting through the interstellar void. Stars shone like tiny embers scattered across the backdrop of the cosmos, their light painting ghostly images on the holographic displays. The hum of the engines was a constant melody, a soothing companion in the silence of space. Our navigator, an entity known as Illicar, suddenly straightened in his seat. His 6 eyes widened as he stared at the data on the screen in front of him. "Captain," he said, his voice a mere whisper, "there's something." "It's a ship." The words hung in the air, amplifying the silence on the bridge. After all this time, could this be the break we had waited for? I hurried to Ilika's side, my heart pounding with a strange mix of anticipation and dread. 1,000 years had passed since we began our mission. 1,000 years of hunting down the remnants of humanity. This could be the end or the beginning of something new. The data displayed was irrefutable. The celestial map, a maze of constellations and coordinates, had guided us to a human ship, seemingly waiting in the darkness. Its design was archaic, its energy signature weak, yet undeniably human. It bore a name from ancient Earth's history, the SS Ulysses. A shiver of excitement swept through the Veritas as we inched closer. Shields were raised, weapons prepared. We were predators closing in on our long-awaited prey. Then unexpectedly a voice filled the bridge, clear and calm against the tension-ridden silence. "Veritas, this is the SS Ulysses. We would like to speak with you." My second-in-command Thera stiffened beside me. The entire crew stared in stunned silence as the calm human voice echoed through the ship. "Ignore it," one of my officers advised, a young Veritan named Alera. "They're stalling. Strike first and be done with it." But I hesitated, a knot of uncertainty forming in my stomach. What message could these humans have for us, and why now? Ignoring the protests of my crew, I opened a communication channel. The holographic screen displayed a human standing tall and determined. His eyes held no fear, no desperation, only resolution. We exchanged pleasantries, and then I began to read the proclamation of the Galactic Council declaring their status as renegades sentenced to extermination. The human interrupted me. His voice was even and controlled as he spoke of change, of strength, and of a plea for reintegration into the galactic community. It was an audacious proposition, one that left me speechless. Anger welled up inside me. We, the Veritas, were the arbitrators of justice, tasked with executing the Council's orders. And these humans dared to plead their case after a millennia of silence. My temper flared. I ended the communication abruptly and gave the order to attack. The Veritas opened fire. The silence of space was pierced by the energy blasts from our weapons, streaking towards the SS Ulysses. The first volley hit the human ship, engulfing it in a haze of energy and smoke. A second volley was launched, and then, without warning, a single beam of light shot from the human ship, slicing through our shields like a blade through air. The Veritas trembled under the impact, alarms blaring as the beam tore through our hull. My crew was thrown into disarray as they scrambled to assess the damage. The readings were grim, our shields were down, our engines crippled, and in one swift move, the humans had incapacitated us, leaving us drifting helplessly in the void. In that moment, we were at the mercy of the humans, and an eerie silence settled on the bridge of the Veritas, interrupted only by the hum of damaged circuits and the hissing of escaping gas. We waited for the death blow, but it never came. Instead, a hail from the SS Ulysses filled our comms again. "We have a message for the Galactic Council," the human said, his voice resounding throughout the ship. "Will you deliver it? Stripped of our defenses, we were nothing more than an audience for the humans." Their audacity, their defiance, was nothing short of a slap in the face. And yet, the bitter reality was clear: our mission had been upended. Begrudgingly, I nodded to Thera, who re-established the communication channel with the SS Ulysses. The same human appeared on the screen, standing with an air of triumph and calm, as if the tables had always been destined to turn this way. "Humans are not the weak prey you seek," he said, his voice ringing with the finality that echoed through the silent bridge. "We are not a species to be exterminated. We have evolved. We have learned. We refuse to be eradicated." A murmur of disbelief swept through my crew. "We offer a truce," he continued. We wish to rejoin the Galactic Federation, to stand as equals among the interstellar races. We want the extermination order lifted. Deliver our message. Tell them that we seek a retrial." I clenched my fists, the audacity of the humans burning in my chest. My eyes narrowed as I watched him, anger coiling in my stomach. Yet despite my fury, I found myself intrigued by their proposal. Could it be possible? Could the humans truly have changed? Was there room for them in the galactic order? It was a notion that upended everything I had believed. I was duty-bound to the Council, my loyalty unquestioned. But I was also a Veritin, a race known for our adherence to truth, justice, and honor. And I had given my word. So, with a curt nod, I agreed to deliver their message. The human captain offered a nod in return, his eyes filled with grim determination. His final words echoed through the bridge, a chilling promise that sent shivers down my spine. "We will be here in 30 soul rotations. We hope you bring us a fair judgment from the Council. We are done running. We are done hiding. We are ready to face the consequences, whether they be peace or war." And with that, the SS Ulysses vanished, its figure dissipating into a flash of light as it leapt into hyperspace. We were left in the echoing silence of its wake, the weight of its departure heavy in the air. For a moment we sat in silence, each grappling with the encounter. Then gradually the Veritas came back to life. Repairs were initiated, damage reports filed, and systems rebooted. Our course was reset back to the Galactic Council, carrying with us the echoes of humanity's plea. As we traveled through the vast emptiness of space, I couldn't help but reflect on the encounter. The humans had changed, that much was evident. But were they ready to rejoin the interstellar community? And if they were, was the Council ready to accept it? The humans had cast their lot. Now it was up to the Council to decide their fate. For better or worse, it was clear that humanity had returned, not longer the haunted, but a formidable force. The stage was set, and the next act of this cosmic drama was about to unfold. As I gazed out into the abyss of space, one thought echoed through my mind, a premonition that left me filled with a strange sense of foreboding. The hunters had become the hunted,